there are lots of quiet Australians who do phenomenal things, and I want to tell you about an example of them, which is Kevin Butler and his wife Rhonda. They started a thing which is called Blaze Aid. Now, they were able to, straight after the Black Saturday bushfires, to be able to physically get in and help clear some land so people can get back to the next stage of their life. It's a really important organisation, and I'm pleased to say that its founder joins us now, Kevin Butler. Kevin, good evening, mate.
How are you, Paul?
Very good. Firstly, congrats on the idea and the hard work that you do. I know that there is an awful lot of work to be done. Give me an idea about how Blaze Aid works at times like this.
Well, Paul, we go into communities that have been ravaged by fire, especially communities that have got farmers and small rural landholders, and typically their fences are absolutely smashed by the fires and their cattle and other stock are out running the roads, and we work shoulder to shoulder with the farmers and help rebuild their fences and other structures that the fire took away.
So when did it dawn on you that this was the best way to help? The practical stuff that means if we can put fences up, then as soon as the land starts to regenerate, we can start to put animals there, which means people can start to get back and going.
Oh, straight away. Rhonda and I, we lost 3 kilometres of fencing after Black Saturday. And in fact, on this very day, 11 years ago, we had our first 2 volunteers give Rhonda and I a hand. And we rebuilt that fence in just 7 days, and it would have taken me 6 months. So that's when my wife had the idea of helping our neighbours rebuild their fences, and we said we'd give them a hand for a fortnight because I was able to delegate and organise volunteers, and we've been at it ever since.
Look, I just love this stuff because it's practical. We talked before about, big name charities that have been raising an awful lot of money. This is about, hammers, nails, help, blood, sweat, get back and get in there and do this thing, which is impressive. On top of this as well, you've got these great practical things like gift vouchers for people to go and buy their school uniforms. If they've lost everything, tell us about those special back-to-school programs that you run.
Well, yes, there is one group that's partnered with Blaze Aid up at Casino in Ebor, and they actually brought backpacks on a helicopter for the children. That was at Casino Blaze Aid and Ebor Blaze Aid near the Queensland border. But what we mostly do is put money into the local towns by buying materials like posts and wire. And when the Blaze Aid volunteers go out working on the farms, shoulder to shoulder with the farmers, we bring out the posts and wire and we install them. So that's our way of governance to make sure that every dollar that's donated goes towards either purchasing the equipment, like chainsaws and so on, that build up our combat-ready trailers. And we've got about 220 almost at the moment, spread right throughout the nation, but mainly in the bushfire areas from Kangaroo Island to the Queensland border. And we do around about $300,000 of worth of work a day across 2,000 farms, with around about 2,000 to 3,000 volunteers. So it's certainly built up since Rhonda and I first started it.
Now, if there's a bunch of people that are watching us that are handy people who might help out at a men's shed, or maybe just don't have enough land in their quarter-acre block, but they certainly know how to swing a hammer, do you need volunteers? Do you want an even bigger army?
Yeah, we need an even bigger army. We do, because there's just millions of kilometres of fencing that's been destroyed. Farmers are on their knees because they've got stock out everywhere, and Rhonda and I just witnessed that on this weekend, gone with stock across roads, and farmers in all sorts of straits because of the drought. Now the fire's impacting. We have people helping us from 12 years of age to 88 years of age. We've got a job for everyone. We just want them to be there at the base. There's 36 bases in Australia now at 6:45 in the morning, because we have deployment at 7:15 and safety talk. And they're virtually out on farms at 7:45 to 8 o'clock in the morning. They work with the farmer or his wife or the children all day, right to 4 o'clock. They come back. They're fed nice slices and other lovely foods cooked by the local farmers, and then they sit down for dinner at 6 o'clock. And really, it's lights out about 7:30, 8 o'clock, because if you've ever done fencing, Paul, it's very hard work, particularly on the hills around Ebor and Casino and places in New South Wales, Yarrowitch and so on. It's very hard work.
I did it once at a mate's place in Queensland. Never again for me. Not quite my bag, but we want to make sure that there's plenty of people who can join you. blazeaid.com.au is the website to register. Now, News Corp Australia has given your organisation $250,000. What does that do? How does that help? It was a specific choice made, of course, by Rupert Murdoch and a lot of people here in Australia. That's big money, and I'd imagine that's a big help.
Paul, it is a magnificent help. These are the figures. With every trailer, we have 6 to 8 people that will build at least a half a kilometre of fencing a day. Usually it's a kilometre. A kilometre of fencing costs around about $10,000 to $12,000. We're able to build it for around about $3,000 to $4,000. So you put the value of every combat trailer at around about $5,000 a day conservatively. Now, Rupert Murdoch's foundation has given us 10 combat-ready trailers. Do the maths. 10 trailers times $5,000 a day. We've got $50,000 a day coming through. We work 7 days a week, so we're talking about $350,000 a week that we contribute, or Rupert Murdoch's foundation has helped us with, and that's going to go over around about 20 to 40 weeks, maybe even 50 weeks on places like Kangaroo Island and certainly in Victoria, where those trailers are going to be deployed in the high country and into New South Wales. So it's just a magnificent contribution. It really instills confidence with our volunteers, having those new chainsaws and straining tools and post-hole diggers and drills and so on. It's just magnificent, and in fact it really blew us away.
Good stuff. Well, I'm glad it happened. One of the many reasons I'm very proud to work for this company is that they're able to help people like you, and we can use forums like this to get the word out. That sound you can hear is your website crashing. Go to the Blaze Aid website, volunteer and do it now. Mate, I don't know how Rhonda no doubt is just as tired as you, but good on you for what you do. This is a magnificent contribution and one that was born out of your own loss. Good on you, mate. You're a great Aussie.
Thanks, Paul.
Good on you. How good is that? Thank you, Kevin. I really appreciate it.